Good morning YouTube, Sunday, waiting time, in my pants, in front of you lot, that's early. (176.2). So, we had the low of the 175 morning, which is expected. You do get fluctuations in your weight, and you will see like new lows and things like that, and they're a great sign. It's showing where your body's kind of ready to go, but chances are if you have a low, it can come back up, but you'll see 176.2 is still lower than the 176.8 that it dropped to previously. So we're coming in nice and incrementally, not too quick. Only cardio done this week was a 20-25 minute power walk around the fields with the dogs when I took them on a walk. So I literally walk chest high, shoulders back, glutes engaged kind of thing, and you power walk nice and upright, bracing my core the entire time. Around about 200 calories overburn doing that. Did it in wellies as well, just to make it a little bit harder. After this week and there's legs and things like that, I am so sore, but I just realised I forgot to take my creatine for the past couple of days, and I haven't even started using anything like L-glute yet, and I might do.
Before we move in, so I'll have to wait until tomorrow to order them. But is that okay if I get them instead of eggs? Because the ones with the light legs will just won't look right, but they are a little bit more expensive. Because the one I was showing you first, you couldn't get the glass top for it. How about these blankets for the dogs?
Okay guys, welcome to a dimly lit Boom Baby household. Lainey's just rustled up our final meal of the day, which is if you can appreciate that, it is a beautiful chicken stir fry. So we've got kale, courgette, rice, noodles, chicken, and it's made in like is it a soy sauce?
For a dash of low sodium soy sauce and sesame seed paste.
There we go. It's really good. I haven't filmed much today because basically all we've been doing is moving things from this house to the new place. I haven't been training. I was really sore when I woke up. So normally I'd have Mondays off, but I've taken today off, which is Sunday. So I'm going to go in tomorrow and train instead and do today's session tomorrow. So it spills over to next week, but it doesn't matter. I'll just run through from Monday. I'll do an extra day next week. It's not a problem. And macros after eating this meal are going to be hit: 220 protein, 250 carbohydrates, and 50 fat. Today was effectively a rest day, and normal macros hit, nothing crazy done. Really looking forward to showing you guys the new place, but we're not going to do it until obviously it's all kitted out. Got painters coming in this week, sofa's been delivered, bed's being delivered. We've got to set the office up, move a couple of things around. Plus, number of collaborations coming your way very soon. Some from people that you will definitely know, and some from people that you might know if you don't watch fitness. Tomorrow with the weigh-in, we'll do a body update. So we'll do a first week body update and a first week end result weight loss. So I'll catch you in the morning. So until then, we're just going to sit and watch this, which is called I Wish You Were Here. I Wish I Was Here. And it looks kind of sci-fi. We don't quite know what it is. So if you've seen it, did you like it? Peace out. New low, 174.6. It's new low weigh-in Monday to Monday, so I'll have a physique update later in the video. I'm now going to have breakfast, and I'm going back to my standard. 2 sizes of the Zax protein bread with cuddly buttly and Marmite, which is that if you've not seen it before. And I'm going to have my half protein porridge, half normal porridge with 100 grams of fruit. Exciting stuff as well. Another shipment should land today for the new clothing line, so that will mean everything's in, and that will mean we can start showing you what's up. So guys, so basically a bit of a mad rush day. We're beginning to clear the house out now. It's beginning to empty through and start to look like we are actually in the process of moving. And nothing crazy on today, just gone through client emails, started editing up the next video which I've got to upload today. I'm going to try and get one up every day for you guys. Also had the new delivery, as you may check out. Hell yeah! And look under there, little sneak peek, I'll show you. and then on the back what will be our logo. You'll see what I mean by won't be Boom Baby though. So I'm ready for war. I'm gonna go in now, meet Mikey a little bit early so that I can get back. Van is loaded up with movable goodies. Get that over to the house. MP Assault, and I remember this being pretty good when we got it at the expo. Just found it whilst I'm packing stuff up, so I'm going to give that a run. Got Minos on the go, and that's pretty much going to be it. I've just had 2 cinnamon bagels equating to 50 grams of carbohydrate, nothing to do, no fats really, and negligible protein. Had that with 20 grams of the chocolate filly, and I'm also going to grab something else on the way. I'm not entirely sure what. Probably banana or an apple. Turns these bananas looking a bit big. Yeah. When they get like that, best thing to do with them, blend them. I think I'm going to have myself an apple. So here we are back in Absolute, and warming in. Same thing we do all the time. It's really important whenever we're going to be doing chest and back today. It's really important you're warming the rotator cuff. So what we've done is the rotational one that I showed you in the last video with your arms straight down, rotating out, rotating in. Then we've also been warmed up with the actual movement we're going to be doing and just focusing on load and contraction. And I've also done, this is a really good one. You take a really lightweight, like 2 to 4 kilos, thumbs facing forward, and all you do, raise it straight up, and as you get to here, don't tip or go straight up without letting your body move. Same on both sides, that's a really nice one as well. Helps engage everything around the shoulder joint. So today, because I didn't come in on Sunday like I should because I was just battered, this is a contraction week. What I'm going to do today is make up for that miss on that heavy. I'm going to do 2 contraction sets, then I'm going to do 2 or 3 heavy sets that I should have done on the Sunday. So it's a bit of a mix and match, but because the contraction is like a mini kind of pullback, it should work quite well. So let's crack on. So contraction work, you're going to see, we're going to be doing this is what we call our flat bench here. So we have it literally 1 click up, so it's 1 up. And what the reason we do that for is you still get the same tension on the chest, but you take the pressure off the shoulders. You can see the grip we're doing here is much more of a hammer grip kind of style. And that's what we're going to be concentrating on. Mike's going to be doing contraction work, which basically means he's going to be focused on slow lift and squeeze and low points. I'm going to do that for 2 or 3 sets, then do heavy for 2 or 3 sets. So depending on how I feel. And that is exactly what I did on pretty much everything. I did 2 contraction work sets and then 2 to 3 heavy working sets. Looking at the positioning that we use on this, the main thing to notice here is as we get to the top of the rep, what we're not doing is overextending the arms and letting the shoulders pop forward, and we're also not letting the chest dip. So if you're spotting each other, guys, make it your job to check each other and make sure you're not dipping the chest or overreaching with your shoulders. It's actually quite admirable, but you're doing too much work and actually taking the load away from the chest. So make it strict, make it tight, make those gains. In my last video I talked about an imbalance from left to right that both Mikey and I suffer from. To counteract this when you're on your own, our weak side's left, that's the one that tends to pop up, bring the trap in and drop a little quick. So to counteract that, what he's doing is he's following the strong side down and following the weak side up. So that means he's following the right arm down with his left, which takes his focus onto the left side, so stops that free fall. And then he's following the weak side up with the strong side, so he's following his left side up with his right, which helps keep that balance on the way up and stops a snap at the top on the left side, because what you'll find is if you have a bad side, at the top of your rep you'll snap and drop into a free fall, and that's the habit you need to break. Another thing you'll notice that we're doing here, tilting the heads in of the inner dumbbell. So as you can see, this dumbbell here is tilting in towards, and that's in towards the chest. So that's keeping the load over the chest and stopping it tracking out onto the shoulder through into the elbow position. Okay. Fuck you. You didn't come in on Sunday. Fresh. The important thing is spotting each other, guys. Here you can see Mikey taking the weight up on the first part of this exercise for me, so I'm starting from the top, not the bottom. By doing this, I'm not overstressing the shoulders and I'm not wasting energy. So if you're spotting each other, guys, help each other start right. This is a heavy set, so here, chest up, lower back arch, feet nice and deep. Nice, slow negative, nice, slow positive, controlled, holding and not touching at the top. Comparative to the contraction work where we were holding it at the bottom for a count of 2, making sure that we weren't just letting the joints extend out, we were actually keeping the load on the chest and then coming back up to the top. So a weird one, but a good judge is the split on your chest here that you can see at that top point there and there. If you're only getting it on one side, instead of seeing the split on both when you step back, chances are the side that you see the split is working properly, and the side you can't is lagging in some way. So we then moved on to our isolation work, which was the cable chest flies. So we've done the compound of the press. From this you can see two things to note. Shoulders are not popping forward, and there's no body swing. He's not overextending at the back. Everything's staying nice and tight. Elbows aren't moving. They're staying nice and rigid, making the chest work, not the biceps, triceps and shoulders. Really important. Make sure there's no body swing and your head stays neutral and shoulders are kept back. This is all about form and isolation. A slight adjustment, we had them at the top point of the pin, just realised, which makes you pull down at a real angle. So we've dropped them down too, and what that's going to help us do is it's going to make the weight pull us backwards less, hopefully we'll be able to stabilise a little bit better. So by dropping that handle there, down too, we're able to keep our body a little bit more upright. We're not having to pull downward as much. And in doing so, what we're trying to do, when you're doing a lower chest cable, where you come up here like this, we're trying to mimic that. Rather than coming down low, we're coming down a little bit in and up. So we're kind of turning the wrist like this as we're coming in, trying to get that squeeze. When you're using things that stabilise, like cables and stuff like that, it's a really good idea to try and just work some angles that you would not otherwise be able to work. Take advantage of the fact it's stabilised. Don't always stick just to standardised movements, but also don't overcomplicate them. Little tweaks, little tiny things. So we're going from doing this to just this. That's it. So there's a load of different ways you can do the chest flies, and there's no real wrong way. The only wrong things that you can be doing here is going too deep, trying to get an overstretch, which is unnecessary, and just putting your joints through unnecessary tension. The other one is to be swinging your body weight through it, ducking your head, tucking your chin in, all things like that. You want to try and keep the core of your body in a solid position. Remember, the only points that should be moving here are from the chest joint, shoulder area. That is it. Your elbows shouldn't be flexing. You shouldn't be extending those. You're trying to hug a barrel. That's the expression a lot of people use. Hug a barrel, hug a tree. Just make sure that the levers you're using remain rigid, which keeps the load and the tension on the chest and doesn't take it off onto the other joint areas. Fine. I've done both of my contraction sets, so now I'm going to do 3 sets heavy. Mike is going to carry on with the contraction work. I'm guesstimating 45 when we were doing 30s on the contraction. Now to stabilise completely different because the weight's going up now. I think I'm going to drop that back up again. It's just too heavy for my body weight. It's trying to pull me off centre too much. 40 instead. That's better. So you can see on that, I mean, this is a problem with only weighing 174, 175 pounds. The moment the weight goes up, my body doesn't have the anchor behind it to maintain my posture without being pulled backwards. So, you know, I have to adapt. And the best way to do that was to put the weight down just one and get more of a bent over angle. Rather than being up like this, I had to hunker down and pull more downward. You see the difference here? This is the posture we like to kind of keep. So Mikey working on contraction. He likes to have a lead foot. I like to have both feet side by side. You can see here, we've got hold at the top, controlled negative, stop and go. It's not a swing through, it's a stop and go. And you can physically see the tension on the chest, even though we're well below our max weight. A little bit of sacrifice on weight, but there's no point putting the weight up and making my shoulders round off and screw up the movement. Lift it and shift it. So instead of leaning forward and stepping forward, what I'm going to do is pull the weight down, anchor my feet, and work from here. I'm not coming in overstretching either. Big problem on this, most people overstretch. Don't come any higher than you could with it. Imagine there's a bar connecting them. As high as you're going to come. 3. And if you get to struggle, remember do your rich piano faces. That's like plastic wrap in secret. So while I'm feeling that, he's all here, not here. Look at the alignment here. You see how his elbows aren't coming much past his shoulders at all. He's not overstretching. Both elbows in a line. And straight through. Beautiful. And just a disgusting chest shot. Right. No, looks too good. No. Now onto back. I don't know if you've got these in your gym, but the arms don't work independently. You pull the whole thing and it moves as one. But what it does do, it takes away all the stabilisation work that you need to do. So it really allows you to focus on the pull from each elbow. So if you do have an imbalance, like we do on our left side, the great thing about this is you can really focus on engaging the side that's weaker and really pulling through, because you've got no option to twist or let the body compensate with movement. What I like to use with this is we rotate our hands in ever so slightly. And let's just pull and squeeze there, really nice. So again, the two big things to be doing on these lat pull downs is always relax the hands with a strong grip, pull from your elbows, keep a lower back arch, chest nice and high, and try not to let your shoulders pop up or down. Keep them nice and solid. Again, we're looking to make the leverage point a single area. We're not looking to displace the load. This is bodybuilding. It's not a functional movement, guys. When are you ever going to pull something up just like this with only your lats? You're not. So you have to lift in a non-functional way, which means maintaining the isolation and stopping your joints moving where your body wants to move them. Your body's efficient. It's an efficient machine. It's going to want to lift in the most efficient way, which will be to bring in other body parts, which is exactly what you don't want. I'm going to work 2 contraction sets, then 3 heavy sets. Mikey's going to do all contraction. Again, we're starting with a reasonable weight, a percentage of our max that we would normally do. We don't use the machine all the time though, so it's a bit of guesstimation. We never waste a set, but if we need to put it up, we'll put it up. But never judge it on your first set, judge it after your second. If the first one was really too light for you, you just don't count it, include it as a warm-in. So looking at this, we're looking for here, on the negative, his shoulders are going to stay here as he comes up. They're not popping forward up to his ears. We're pulling from the elbows, so the hands, although they're gripped, they're relaxed. And you see the alignment. Elbows staying nice and in line. And we're squeezing when we come down, squeezing here and here. Head staying nice and neutral. A nice arch in that lower back. And again, we're following that principle of the weak side balance. So on the positive, which is the pull down on this, we're following the left down with the strong side, so we're following weak with the strong. So I'm following my left side down on the right, which puts my concentration and focus on making sure I'm pulling from here. And then on the negative on the way back up, we're following the strong side up with the weak. So I'm following the right side up controlled with the left again, making me not free fall on the negative. And this is our mentality pretty much all the time when we train. It's to find little errors, find little corrections that we can repair, which we can improve upon, finding the way of improving upon it, and then working hard to make sure that we actually do that. Lots of little things build up to one big result, just like lots of little things can hinder that one big result and cause you to plateau. Be positively critical. Okay, the camera's going to die, so I'm going to quickly go through. We're going to do rack pulls, but we don't have a power rack. So what we're utilising is Smith machine with a bench with a pad on it so we don't damage the bench. I'll show you one rep, hopefully the camera will last. Obviously I meant one set. Here, so what we're looking to do is set ourselves in a nice mid deadlift position, keeping the load on the heels, and the drive comes from the hips and then up through the back, making sure we're keeping our shoulders engaged throughout, our chest nice and high, and our head neutral. Really driving through with the hips and squeezing through at the top with the upper back. This is a great exercise for thickening up all the top of the back, all down that central part where your spine is. I hope this has been useful to you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it again. I hope you can put some of these little tips into practice. If you do, let me know how you find them. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Okay, so the battery died when we were in the gym. All we did was finish off. Obviously, I went heavy with the rack pulls. So I did some rack pulls. I did 850-pound rack pulls with one arm. And yeah, then just did some calves afterwards. No, I did finish with calves and heavy rack pulls, 3 sets, and then did seated calves with alternate sets. I think with 8 sets, 1 set like this, 1 set like this. That's my heel there. So 1 toes in, heels out, 1 straight foot, but went straight footed, and then we were rolling the weight out more to try and focus on that outer head of the calf. So I did say I was going to do a body update, so I'll just do one here. This is obviously post session. Oh, and I was wearing a belt underneath, so you're going to see some belt marks if you're wondering what they are. So, standard kitchen behaviour. Here's where we are. Front. Side. And back. Lane's back coming in well as well. We've got some back on. Obviously, saw my legs in the last video, don't really need to show you those, but I will do full length, full body ones later on. Oh, abs, there you go, so not looking too bad already. Open the side. So there we are. That's for you bodybuilding lovers. I really don't like that pose, it's an ugly pose. That's where we're at. So now, Lane's gonna stay here. She's not feeling the best, but still got her ass in the gym. Did her session. So, even cardio, even got a cardio in. And she didn't really want to hit cardio when you feel crap. That's fairly good going. So I'm gonna make sure she stays here. I'm gonna drive the van on my own to the new place, unload the stuff, and then come back. So I'm gonna eat now. I'm gonna have steak hash with white potato. I'm gonna have 200 grams of the white potato. It's 170 gram muscle food steak hash, which is a lean red meat compressed kind of steak burger. And I'll have that with some asparagus. Pretty much fasted most of the morning because I got up, had my tea, had the Dr. Zach's bread toast, and then didn't even have my porridge until around about 2 p.m. When I'm working, I just don't feel hungry, so it's pretty good when you're dieting. If you do have that ability to focus on work, take a couple of hours where you're not concentrating on hunger, and then you're able to have larger portions through the later part of the day around your training and stuff like that. But if you are getting cravings, try and be consistent through the day and volumise your food.
And tune into my channel to see why Lex not eating annoys me and my little rant.
Yeah, if you ever follow, if you're not following Lane's channel already, it'll pop up on the screen now. It'll open in a new window for you.
Video. The shredded ostrich video.
You get a little bit of insight about what it's like to live with me. See there, Piglet? What you got going on? So you see, we got a little worried about this little Piglet one. She started getting these little patches on her fur, which can be anything from stress to kind of heat lumps and stuff like that. But we found out what we think it is. It's the grass in the fields. They're gonna love the new place and a big ass garden, and she's also grown up a bit. She now sleeps there on a night, so we can actually leave her out of the cage on a night, which is lovely. So there you go. Here's my post-workout meal with that mash, white potato mash. That's only 10 carbs per 100. It's fantastic, really, really good. And it's this. If you haven't tried it, it's very, very nice. Especially good if you add a touch of this over it before you cook it. Just spray that on, cook it, and then mix it through. Beautiful. Onion, reduced down onion kind of gravy. Yeah. Yummy yum. This is one of my favourite meals. I really, really love it. It's very, very tasty, really rich tasting without smashing macros. It's a very lean meal, and I'll put macros up on the screen for you now. And what I'm going to do in future is I will do the odd complete day of eating and everything like that, but I'm not going to do that every time because it takes so long to film and it makes every video really long. But when I get meals like this, like my post-workouts or midday ones or volumized meals, I will show you those, and I'll let Lainey explain things to you. And if there is a meal that Lainey's made that she's done, I'll put the link on the screen for you to click through so you can see how to make that meal in its entirety. And that way you guys are coming along for the journey, not only in the viewing sense, but also in the fact that you can replicate what we do and tailor it to your own needs. So 10 past 11, I'm going to go and drop this stuff off at the new house. Just finishing my day off. Day's going to be 220 protein, 250 carbs, and 52 fat. So another 2 on fat. I'm going to show you what I had. So I had the fat-free, extra special Greek yogurt. I had 120 grams of that. And then I put within that frozen raspberries, 50 grams. And also used this. If you haven't seen these before, let it focus. The flavour drops. These are my protein ones. Maple syrup. I put in 9 drops of that. Mixed it all through, so it then made it into a maple syrup flavoured yogurt with raspberries in it. and I then crushed 15 grams of the chocolate toffee caramel pieces over the top, and it was lovely. Macros appear on the screen now, but that is a good way of using things you find in the supermarket as well as things you find at supplement shops and online and whatnot to create nice little meals, snacks, desserts, treats, things that taste good but don't smash your carbs, your fats, and actually benefit you in the macro department. Help you hit your targets. These are really good because they are dark chocolate covered. Anything that's dark chocolate covered is going to give you a bigger flavour punch in a smaller volume. So highly recommended. Even just like shaving dark chocolate over the top of things, you use maybe 3 or 4 grams. Because you shave it, it covers a large surface area and it makes a world of difference on things like porridge, yogurt dishes like that I just had. I'll check in tomorrow with the weigh-ins and we start again all over with day 1 down into week 2. And this week is going to be a busy week. We have the move. We're going to have to prep for launch. We're going to have to do pictures. We're going to have to do inventory. We're moving premises with the clothing side of things as well as getting everything over to the new house, dogs settled in, and we have our Smile teeth appointment tomorrow in Manchester. So that's for an Invisalign, and that's about all. So I'll check out for the day. Thanks for watching. Hope you're picking up some nice hints and tips that are helping you along your way. Those of you who are paralleling me in the journey, hope it's all coming together for you. Any questions, stick in the comments below. Don't forget to thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment, share. Just don't take selfies of yourself in your pants and tag me for no apparent reason. Boom, baby.